we aim to create a relation between any two sections or any two post types in the system, we are going to go to the post types list. In my case, I'm going to configure it between the coverages and the news. So I'm going to go to the first post type in this relation, go to the relations, add a new one. I can call it whatever I want to call it within to be displayed. The code should be something unique. By convention, it should be a small letter and include no spaces. I'm gonna copy this for later use. I'm gonna use it later. The type, I'm gonna choose the coverage since I am in the news post type. I want it to be related to the coverages. The minimum term is set to 0 as I do allow it to not be related to any post type. And the maximum is 1 as each news should be related to only one coverage. We can change that as needed. Then the direction. Since the news is listed under a coverage, each coverage has certain news under it, so the direction from the news side is upwards. Then I'm gonna save it. I then navigate to the other post type, to the second post type, which is coverages in my case. Add a new relation. I can also call it anything I want to call it. It should not be the same name. Use both sides. It can be coverage this word events, for example. Coverage is events. But the code, on the other hand, should be the same one. So I'm going to paste the value that I copied from the first relation. The types, I can choose as many types as I want. In this case, each coverage can be related to a news or an article, for example. So I'm going to choose the article as well, or anything I want. But for sure, I then have to configure those types just like I did with the news. As for the minimum size, each coverage may not have any posts related to it, but the maximum size, since each coverage can have as many posts related to it as I want, so I'm going to set the maximum size to -1. For the direction, the coverage, as I mentioned before, has the news under it. So from the coverage's side, it's gonna be downwards. I'm gonna save. If now I go to create a news, I can see this field showing. I can browse where I can see here all the coverages created. I can choose it and press next. So the coverage is added. Save. From here I can navigate to the coverage itself, or I can go from the menu. This is the coverage. I can see now that it has no articles related to it, no blogs related to it, but it has one news post, which is the one I related it just now. In the old tab, I can also see all the tabs.